Hello, hello, I'm live. Kate B here, Saturday night with Kate B. Welcome to my channel. I got a new lighting today for my video, for my live stream. I haven't seen my viewers and followers for the whole week, and I was thinking what I'm gonna do for this live stream. And I thought I'm gonna do my class about my different work experiences that shaped me up as a person and brought me here of this topic. Hello, hello, I have 3 viewers. Welcome to KDB channel. Here I am. I put some makeup today, got my hair done, so I'm excited to go live stream. I can talk to my followers. And just live stream is something that makes me happy, that let me talk, let me express myself, let me share my thoughts with you, let me share how things are going. So this week was really rough. It was really busy because me and two of my male co-workers we're working on a very important project, for our department and for my little unit. I have 6 viewers. Welcome, welcome. Saturday night with Kate B. How about that? You don't need to do like a stand-up comic show or something, but yeah, you can come here and I'm gonna share more stories about my life experiences, about my work experiences. Let me know how can you hear me. I put my flowers here. I got some flowers and my husband brought me some roses and I bought these flowers during the week. Those are some autumn chrysanthemums, one of my favorite autumn flowers. So okay. So I last stream I stopped at the point where I was au pair, living in an American family, and that was my first experience coming to the United. What is going on? Uh, what is going on? No, can you go and see if you can see me on the live stream? No, okay. I'm gonna go get a popsicle. Okay. So this week was really difficult at work, but that was good because let me tell you, the month of September, something about months of September that put me in a very, very kind of like not happy place. Like I should share that September is a very difficult month for me. So being busy at work helps a lot to deal with personal emotions and feelings I feel during the month of September. Many years ago, 23 years ago, my mommy passed away on September 19th. It was a beautiful fall season in the Republic of Moldova, but since then I forever don't like fall season. I don't like I don't like the months of September. So what helps me get out of this emotional, so what helps me out is being busy, staying busy at work, doing the projects maybe I put away for some time, and that kind of balances me out because I don't drown in my grief, I don't drown in my sad emotions, I don't drown in my sadness, I don't drown in longing about events that happened so many years ago and something I'm still grieving about. I was 24 and I lost my mom, and since then I never knew that, I always have like regrets about, did they spend enough time with her, did they get to know her well before she passed away, did they was I a good daughter or stuff like that. But because I was so young and I wasn't I wasn't very mature back when my mom was gone, I didn't have enough time to grieve. I didn't have enough time to understand what happened in my life. So now, being a mother myself, being an adult, living in a totally different country, in a totally different environment, having knowledge, having life experiences, I let myself grieve. I let myself understand my thoughts, what I grieve about, and easy. I try to take good care of myself, to give myself enough sleep, to give myself enough rest, and of course to be busy, just to not like get stuck in those, feelings and those emotions. Okay, enough about that part. So what is good, that we made a lot of progress this week in our project at work, and hopefully next week will be like the final stages, and I will be able to talk about my work project a little more, because it's going to influence how my department and how things going to function at work. So I'm happy about it. So what's not so good this week, that my kid got a little sick and I had to take her to the doctor, but everything is under control. She got good medication, so hopefully she'll feel better within a day or two with the medication. But we're moms, things happen, so even at first you think, oh my gosh, all the hell breaks loose, and you have plans for the weekend and stuff, and all of a sudden your kid gets sick and you're like, oh, whatever, just go with the flow, don't worry about anything, be there for your kid.
I'm gonna say hi.
Okay, come say hi.
That was my hi.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. She wanted to say hi, but it was like her way of making me acknowledging that she's still there, and I'm still a good mommy taking care of her. Okay, so here I am. Today we didn't do much with the food. We just I made some chicken soup. Very actually, my older child, she made chicken soup, and I helped her. I showed her all the steps, and most of the work she did by herself. So it's always when like, we love soups, we survive on soups, but especially when someone is sick, we make soup. And the soup helps you not to get sick. Like, I believe in all this old wife tales, when you have to eat good foods and take good sleep, so your immune system working. I've been very stressed every day. I came back from work, so I went to bed early. I made sure you're holding out by yourself with your two little special girls, and you're managing. So moms can manage. Not sure about dads, but moms can for sure manage everything. So the kid got sick, and what is the irony of it, that my older daughter made this super fresh chicken soup with all the good fresh vegetables, with greens on the top, and my little one, she refused to eat that soup. She said, nope, no soup for me. I'm not feeling like eating soup. So that's okay. She's sick, she's gonna take her medication, but not eat soup. So everybody else in the family will eat soup and hopefully not get sick. So that's my philosophy. Just try not to get sick. Try to take care of yourself, sleep well, eat well, exercise, do some physical activity, keep yourself strong, and don't let the bacteria or virus spread around. I hope she feels better by Monday, but the doctor said if she starts taking medication, she usually can feel better in 24 hours. So hopefully by Monday she doesn't have fever anymore and she can go back to school on Monday. So that's it, weekend. What else? Today I took a nice long nap, and let me tell you, if you don't feel, if you're out of it, action. Stella, can you please close the door?
No.
Honey, please. Dedushka is making noise with his with the pans in the kitchen. Please close the door. Okay, sorry guys. So I thought to myself, sorry. This week was so exhausting. So I thought to myself, to be a better mom, to take better care of my little one, I need to take care of myself. So I took a nice long 2-hour nap, and let me tell you, that did the trick. Here I am back with my energy levels, optimistic, getting out of my emotional dip, emotional hole, slowly getting out, trying to think that things gonna turn out okay, everything gonna fall in place, and it's gonna be all right. And tomorrow my husband will take me to a movie. It's something like Mad Money, or something about crazy money, like a fun movie that just came out. So tomorrow we go to the movie. So that's a good plan. Today we took things easy. And I have an idea to make a live stream. I bought this, like, the lighting. I bought this new lighting, and how you call this thing that hold your phone and that's long. And anyways, I bought the whole the phone holder for videos. And maybe my next live stream will be cleaning my closet, getting rid of some clothes, because I wanted to go shopping for more office clothes. And before I go shopping, I usually like to get rid of some stuff I don't wear in my closet. So one of the ideas for my next live stream will be cleaning out my closet, from like together live stream. Maybe people can tell me keep it or let it go or whatever. So that's an idea for the next live stream. But today, I'm gonna finish my stories about my jobs back in Moldova, and how I finally got here, and how did I get here in 2006, and how I never went back. So I never looked back. That's what you say. You come with one intention, and then life takes a different course, and you decide to stay. And here I am. At first you don't have immigration intentions, but down the road life plays different tricks on you, and the circumstances turn around, and you decide you do have immigration intentions, and you stay in this country, but you make sure you do everything legally, and you make sure that you're a good citizen, and finally you stay here for good. So now going back to 2004, after spending one whole year in the family in Kansas City, I was ready to go back to Eastern Europe. Was I ready? No, I wasn't ready at all. I dreaded going back to Eastern Europe, but I knew I couldn't stay here legally. My visa was expiring after the 12-month program in the family as au pair. You could go and stay another month extra, just to travel, just to visit your friends if you want, just to be in the States. And that was an extra month. So totally you were allowed to stay about 13 months. So at the end of March, I was partying with my family, my host family in Kansas City, and it was difficult to say goodbyes because you get attached to the kids, to the babies. But I always knew that I might come back and I might see them again. So, of course, it was really hard to say goodbyes. And after being in Kansas City, I had a plan to fly to Philadelphia, where my sister lived at the time. And I was staying with my sister for the whole month of April, just to stay in the States, just to have the last month. And within that month, I traveled to Florida, and I traveled to see friends, and I traveled to Chicago. And I had a good time, but at the end of April of 2004, I had to go back to Moldova. So when I went back to Moldova, I went back to my apartment really well, because when I came, it's okay that I see you in a jacket. Melissa, hi Melissa. I don't understand. Every time you come to my live stream and you tell me something about the jacket. Okay, no jacket today. So it's very hot. It's very hot here in Florida. Not the weather for not a good weather for a jacket. But thank you for stopping by, Melissa. That's how I remember you now. You're my good devoted viewer who wants to see me in a jacket. Say hi to you. Okay. So where I am. So I'm going back to Moldova, and imagine like first when you come from Moldova, from less, how you put it mildly. Okay, when you come from Moldova, okay, let's say third world country. I will call it third world country. Let be blunt. It was a third world country. Economy is poor. People don't have decent jobs. People immigrate, trying to go to Europe, trying to go to the United States. Maybe now things are better since like the whole 2 decades passed by. But back in the day, it was a third world country. So you come from third world country to the United States. So the cultural shock is crazy. You get to the environment where people are nice to you just because you're a person. And everywhere you go, you experience good customer service. You experience nice people, like professionals who raising their kids with, with common values of love, happiness, of, like giving their kids the best life. So you live in the atmosphere of nice, good family, and you're going back where people are less fortunate, where people don't have good jobs, the economy is still poor, the government is corrupted, things are not working for people, the roads are bad, the public transportation is bad, there is no customer service in the regular, grocery stores and stuff like that. So you're going back, being the whole year in paradise, and you're going back to your home country, like I still gonna say third world country, like very poor little tiny country with a different mentality, with a different attitude, with a different lifestyle and traditions. You go back and you don't understand why some people who live in the States deserve the life they have, and the regular people, like the same people, the same human beings, get treated like trash, and because of that your brain will go back and live in your country again. And because of that, I experienced some rough time that I don't know if it was depression. I never knew that, we never knew about depression. Hello from New Jersey. Welcome, Lenочка. Welcome. Good to see you. I'm talking about how I came back from being au pair back to Moldova and back to the States. So that's my last part of talking about my work experiences of where it brought me, finally, where it brought me after all these years. So you go back to Moldova, 2004, and you were 20, I was 27-year-old. So 27-year-old, you don't have a boyfriend, you don't have your own place, you live with your parent, you don't have a job, and the country you go back to is not the best country in the world. It's like still very poor, no open, like just things, the normal things that you lived before, but then you knew some better life and you went back to another life again, and you're just not happy. I was 27. It came to the point I couldn't get out of the house. I would tell my dad, no, I don't want to deal with anything. I will just lay on the couch and just, be sorry for myself. And thanks to my dad, that he always was, you know, he always knew how to talk to us. He always was a good dad to tell us stories, to tell us wisdom, to tell us how life works. And he said, no, you're young. You should get up. You should get up, go out, find a job, get on your feet, and nobody gonna benefit if you just lay down. So, you know, nothing gonna happen if just you lie down. So he talks to me, he motivates me. He said, well, you'll find a way to go back if you really. My dad was there for me, and to the point he cooked food for me and bring it to my room. He would sit down. There's no such thing just to be so for yourself, and things not gonna come if you're just laying down. You're young and depression and stuff. I was never diagnosed, but I kind of believe it was something like you come and you don't know what you're gonna do in life, like how you go back and how you stay here, and you have nothing to look for. Okay, reconnecting. Something happened with the lights. Do I talk loud enough for you to hear me? Anyways, it's all about people you meet in your life. I'm a very social person, so of course my friend is there. Of course she tells me all about how things are going, and she started slowly to take me out. We go out places, we kind of like get back together to our friendship, and she tells me just snap out of it, be okay, you'll find a job because you speak English now, you improved your English, and it's going to be easier for you to find a decent job. So it was important that my friend was there for me, and she took me to, like, it was funny because she worked with a guy who worked for the agency, and they would bring Americans to meet, would organize little trips for those Americans go see Moldova, to go see the countryside, to go see nice, you know, monastery or like churches or beautiful places. So we tagged along, me and my friend worked for him being a translator. So she said, why don't we go on those trips and just have fun, just enjoy, like, just, you know, to come meet us. But we saw those, you know, couples who wanted to meet, and that guy who had this company to provide this opportunity, he just organized little like excursions, trips to go somewhere. So we would go, and life started to get a little brighter. I started to get out of the house, have a little more fun with my friend. And if she ever watches my videos, I say, like, I loved her back then, that she, you know, she was there for me, and I still love her and I miss her. So anyways, I went back, and again, it's all about which people you meet, and how you keep connections, and how people know you, how people know you about your whatever work ethic, about your personality, so they can recommend you to someone, or they can help you find jobs. So I was, and again, always I was so blessed, and I was so lucky to be surrounded with good people, whether they were friends of my sister, or friends of my friends, or someone you like randomly meet from a previous job. You just keep connections, you just keep those dear connections, those social, you know, those social connections. You just keep them, and at some point you never know how they can help you. And I wasn't sure at first if I wanted to do that, but because they paid good money and they were good people, I said, yeah, I'll go to their family, and I'll babysit the kid, and like while I'm babysitting the kid, I'll start looking for jobs. So, and they have a 6-month-old, and of course it's a baby, you know. And I could atmosphere, and always had me, and always had me, and they like me, and they let me, you know, I go on these long walks with the baby, I feed the baby. When the baby sleeps at home, I sleep with the baby. And you know, emotional, how do you call it, emotional pit. I get out slowly. I'm surrounded by nice family. I'm surrounded by a family, you know. I'm surrounded by people who have They have a beautiful building, and behind the building there is a garden. You can always go sit there with the stroller in the garden and just admire how like nice landscape it is, and sit in the shade, see the waterfall now 2-3 hours a day, you know, and like eat good food. Oh my gosh, the mom cooks such nice homemade meals, and I think I miss that, because being and staying back to Moldova, and you miss those foods you ate in Moldova before you left. So here I come to work like 8:30 in the morning, and I leave at 5. But for the whole day, I eat homemade foods, I sleep. So, and on top of that, people pay me money for I stay in the family. And these 2 months, I kind of recoup. I feel rested. I feel back to, and you know, we talk with the mom. We talk about life. We talk about everything. She was really nice. I still keep. I don't think I keep in touch with her, but I see her older kid on Facebook, and I see her also, the lady on Facebook, and I kind of see her on Facebook, and I have very, very good memories about her and their family. So I stay in their family, but I'm looking for a job. And here I am, a friend of my sister. He says there is an opening at the American Embassy. And because I know English, maybe I can go to American Embassy and apply for that job. And this is a temporary position because somebody was going for maternity leave, but they're looking for like enthusiastic person to run them. It was called employee. I don't remember how it was called. Employee, some kind of employee association, you know, like American Embassy Employees Association or something. And this was a little organization at the embassy that was like locally managed, and it helped people who work for American Embassy to find different kind of services. Like we have tailoring services, we have car cleaning services, we have dry cleaner services, we had wine receptions, like to bring Moldova is very famous for wines, and we had wine receptions and art receptions, and they needed a manager, a person who will take care of providing all the services to American Embassy employees, to the diplomats, to the community of the embassy in the Republic of Moldova. And I went for the interview, and let me tell you, being in this family, okay, I have a little snack here, my melon. I have 2 viewers. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Maybe it's boring to listen about my work history and how I came from Moldova to the United States, but I wanted to do this live stream just to, if people stick around with me and my channel, they will know a little history about how I really came to the United States and how I got to stay here, and how my work experience shaped me as a person. It's not a good idea to eat. I apologize for that. I'm not gonna eat anymore. Let me chew that. Okay, so and somebody told me about this vacancy, so I applied. And when I went to the interview, I was so confident, because when I was in the States, I met a lot of different people. I met people from all kinds of places, immigrants, locals, and everybody. Like I met my friend Barbara. She was from Germany, and she taught me how to be self-confident. She was my age, but being from Germany, she could drive. Being from Germany, being from a different culture, she was so independent. She was so confident. She was always showing me, leading like by example, how you should behave, how you should not be afraid of people, how you should not be afraid of your knowledge, how you should not be afraid of, you know, talking to people and expressing yourself. So she was a person she was real German. I think she had Polish roots or Polish blood in her. She might, but she was from Germany. She was from real Western world, you know, and I was like from this stupid, you know, like Soviet communism environment, and meeting different people, it kind of influenced how I changed my mentality, how I changed my personality, how I started to see things differently, and why I knew that life in the United States will suit me, because I started to kind of like open up, and I started to realize that, you know, I'm 27, but I was so suppressed by that culture, you know. I was so how you say it, I didn't exercise any freedom, no freedom of speech, no freedom of being who you want to be. I was always had so many complexes. I was so like so not happy about myself. And meeting people, seeing them and being friends with them, it gives you some influence, you know, like, and you change how you think, you change how you see things. So Barbara was always so nice and confident, and I think I started to realize, hey, wake up, you're an adult, 27, just decide what you want to do with your life, just go with the flow, you know, be confident. And another person I met in the States, he was working, like he had a contract for like 2 years. I think he was in IT, and it was a brief, he was a brief, like, you know, acquaintance when we went to Chicago. And he told me, well, people should be able to sell themselves. Like, you go to the employer and you just, you know, tell that all the good things about yourself, be confident, and just learn how to sell yourself, how to sell your knowledge, how to sell your skills, how to sell your abilities. And that phrase, you know, I had it in my mind. So when I was invited to the American Embassy for that interview to be a manager of Employee Association, yeah, American Embassy Employees Association, I all of a sudden, you know, after that, coming back, after being like depressed, after then getting out of this, you know, hard feelings about coming back to Moldova, I thought to myself, I know English very well. I have experience for the whole year in the United States. I'm gonna just be like confident. And when I went to that interview, I remember I dressed up. I had this beautiful business business suit that was, it wasn't red. It was like between pink and red color. It was so gorgeous. The lady, the Iranian lady, the mom of my host mom, she bought it for me in Dillard's again. They bought me good clothes. So that clothes helped me to get a job. And I was wearing this pantsuit, and it was pantsuit with a blazer. It was probably like that color, like my lipstick, between red and pink. It was like really good on me, and I had like blonde hair. And I went to that interview, and it's my first interview after coming back from the United States. I rocked, and I could feel that I rocked. You know, I liked myself. I was a little nervous, but, you know, whatever questions they asked me, I was open. I could speak good English because I've been to the United States for the whole year. I lived in the family. I knew English a little better, and I could probably speak much better than I spoke before. When I came to the United States, they used to tell me I have Irish accent because I've been a nanny for a long time in the Irish family for many years. But when I came back to this to Moldova, everybody said like now I have American accent. But anyways, I still think I have Russian accent. So I go and I go to that interview, and I just rock, and people like me. And even the girl who was going to maternity leave, she spoke Romanian, and I couldn't speak much Romanian, even though, like, you know, she said, oh, it's okay, even she doesn't speak Romanian, she'll do great in this job. Even she liked me. I believe, I want to believe that. So they give me that job, and they only say, oh, it's probably for like 5-6 months until she's done with her maternity leave, she's gonna come back. I'm like, I don't care. Even if I'm here for 5-6 months, I get good experience, I get good work experience. It's something to put on my resume. and I started working. I think I started to work there in August or maybe September 2004. So I got a nice, cool job at the embassy, and it was so much fun because I was in charge of organizing the art shows of the local artists, and also wine tastings, because again, art shows, we would invite different art, and we would have exhibition hanging their paintings for 1 month in the big huge cafeteria and like the walls, and the people would be able to come for a little reception to try some wine, to try some appetizers, and talk to the artist, talk about art. It was fun. I had no clue, nothing. I didn't know anything about art, but because you know, I met those artists every month, and because of those art receptions, I started to, you know, I had to organize it. I had to make sure they come on time. We have help workers who help them put paintings, hang paintings up on the walls. I had to organize wine tasting, and you know, I was more of a organizer of those things, but uh, I didn't know much about art. But what was good about this job, when you sell art, they pay you a percentage. There was an agreement that the artist would pay me a percentage. I don't know how much it was, maybe 10% or 20% of the sales. Sounds like fun. Yeah, and because, you know, like we did art reception every month, and it was on Friday night. By the time we put the paintings up, I buy appetizers and wine, and people get after work, they stay for about an hour to socialize, to meet the artist. And again, you have a way to meet people. You're in a perfect place, because we had Marine Corps, I think Marine Corps, and those young Marines, they would come to the, you know, to the embassy for those parties, and you always have a chance to meet somebody nice, you know, like it's fun because there are young people, older people, and there's, you know, American crowd, and it's fun to work at the embassy. It's like, it's very prestigious. If you tell somebody in Moldova, oh, I work at the American embassy, and I work it was kind of like a separate organization, but it was on the premises of the American embassy. It was really, really cool to work there. So I was like very proud of myself. If I meet my friends from college, you know, I always tell them, oh, I have this cool job and I really enjoy my job. And let me tell you, it wasn't about the money. I still made money out of the like painting sales, and I could save. It was good money after if the paintings would sell, but you know, it wasn't like something outrageous. Like, let's say the painting would be $250, I would only get $25. But it adds up. Within a month, if the painting are hanging for a whole month, people would buy art, and let's say maybe every month I would make $200 extra, $200 extra to my salary, to my base salary. And my base salary was probably like $3 or $4 an hour, which was like nothing. But for Moldova, it was okay. You know, I could buy good groceries, I could buy good clothes for myself, and I could help my dad to pay for bills. I could pay probably like electricity or water bills. Lenочka, if you're still here, can you tell me if you can hear me well? Please drop me a line if the sound is okay, if you can hear me well. Anyways, so I love the job at the embassy, and at the embassy they have big parties. Interesting. That year when I got there, they gave me a task because people wanted their turkeys for Thanksgiving. I had to order turkeys from Romania, from a big like Costco, like a big store, and how to get them to Moldova. We had to. It was interesting how they brought those turkeys. No, not from Romania, from Germany. Okay, listen to that. So one of the a part of the job at the American Embassy Employee Association was to order groceries from Germany, from U.S. Commissary. They have a big Air Force base. It's okay, not perfect. Okay, sorry. I guess the connection is not really good today. Something wrong with the connection. And my microphone is coming in the mail. My other microphone broke, so I finally bought a little fancier microphone. So next time, I promise, I bought this fancy $150 microphone. So hopefully next time the sound will be perfect. Sorry about that. But anyways, so part of the job was to order groceries from Air Force, huge Air Force base. I think it's Ramstein Air Force Base in Germany. And a part of the job was to bring groceries because Americans were not happy with the local groceries. You know, we had grocery stores, we have everything, but you know, some people miss their Fruit Loops, you know, some people miss their Butterball turkeys, you know, and some people miss their toilet paper, charming, you know, like anyways. So why I'm telling about this job, because every job I worked that it had some kind of fun stories. So here is the fun story. So I had to order groceries from Ramstein Air Force Base, and of course I had people working for other embassy in Kiev, Ukraine, and I had connections there, and we decided that we're gonna they always go, their embassy was bigger than Moldovan embassy, and they always go and they hired a huge refrigerator truck. So we paid them a little bit for the truck, and they could bring groceries to us too. And of course, we had a list of items to order, and people would stop by, and I have to make sure, you know, I take everybody's order, I take everybody's prepayment, and we're talking about like people would order 200 or 300 worth of groceries, like the groceries they really miss, like literally Butterball turkey, candy, Fruit Loops, whatnot. So because I lived in the United States, I knew those groceries. So I was familiar when I was placing the order, when I was helping them to pick stuff. There were big, huge lists you go through, like, and of course those like Excel spreadsheet lists, and I have to manage every person, and probably like 50 people placed the order with me and had to prepay, so I can, you know, I can connect with the commissary and like pay for stuff. But anyways, what's funny that the ambassador ordered some toilet paper, and the charming toilet paper, and I didn't realize that some of the items, they didn't come like in packs, they come in boxes. And let's say one box would have like 26 packs of toilet paper, and each pack had another like 20 rolls, let's say. So instead of ordering 24 packs, I ordered 24 boxes. And it was hilarious when when they start to unload all the groceries, like it took like weeks like to arrange everything and then deliver. So when they start to unload the groceries, the truck is open, and half of the truck is like boxes with toilet paper, and everybody laughed. Everybody like, who ordered so many boxes of toilet paper? And I'm like sitting there, and it wasn't that expensive, to let me know, you know, like I don't know how, when you buy in bulk, she probably paid $180, but she bought something else, or she didn't care, she was in a rush. The ambassador, you know, like I was serving the ambassador, I was so happy about it. But anyway, so everybody laughed, and here she is, she's like, oh, it's all for me. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, that's probably wasn't 24 packs, it was 24 boxes, like 24 packs in each box or something. So that was hilarious, because she said, yeah, I know, it's okay, don't worry, you know, and everybody say, oh, she has receptions in her house. She needs, yeah, that toilet paper will last her for a while. So we will laugh. And every time, like for the Christmas party, when we go for the Christmas party, we're like, oh, and I go to the Christmas party in the ambassador's house. Oh, I see the toilet paper. I'm like, yep, I ordered that. And another fun story about the turkeys, when we had to order turkeys, again, there was a separate occasion. Like some people would go to the local market, and that was smart because they could buy fresh turkey from a local farmer's market, and nothing wrong was with that turkey. But Americans would tell me they like big turkeys. They don't like Moldovan tiny turkeys. They want the big 20-pound turkeys. I said, okay, we'll deliver. So we ordered them how to bring them. We had a big, it wasn't a big truck, like it was like a smaller truck. Embassy had that truck. But how you bring the frozen turkeys from Romania, from like similar places, Costco, how you bring them being refrigerated. I had to find someone in Romania who provided them dry ice, and we had to, funny story, yeah, and another funny story about the turkeys. So it's interesting because you can have a big, somebody build a big case, a big wooden case, and if you fill that case with the dried ice, you would be able, do I say it right? Not even dry ice, there is like, yeah, it's called dried ice. Dry ice, like gas in the little bags that keeps things cool. So we ordered turkeys from a big, what was the store? It wasn't called Costco, but it was similar. Metro. I think it was called Metro. Moldova didn't have Metro back in the day, but in Romania they had Metro. And I think they had those turkeys, butterball turkeys or whatever in Metro. So I ordered like a bunch of turkeys for Americans. And funny story that I had to connect this driver, had to go to Romania to pick up that ice first and like make this big wooden filled up with ice. So those turkeys, they come frozen and they don't get spoiled. And to Romania, it's probably maybe like 20 hours drive or something to Bucharest. Maybe 20 hours drive or 18 hours drive. But anyways, so those turkeys are coming. And I have a big freezer in my office to store them until people come to pick them up. And everybody's so happy. I probably have like 35 or 40 turkeys in my big freezer. And I distribute them and people sign off. And I'm like, oh, this turkey is so good. And one lady, she said, I didn't want to buy the whole turkey. So I bought them just the breast, turkey breast. Like it's small. It's probably that size. And the turkey, you know how turkeys are here in the States. They're huge, butterball turkeys. They're 25 pounds, 30 pounds or whatever. So everybody's so happy. They come, they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna turkey for Thanksgiving. The next thing you know, they come back after the Thanksgiving break and everybody like, nope, we should have bought turkeys in the local markets. You know why? Because the houses they rented in Moldova, they didn't have big ovens. The ovens were smaller, and everything in Europe is small in size. Kitchen appliances are smaller. So those butterball turkeys, they wouldn't fit in the oven. And people, when they ordered that, they never thought about it. They were so used to the American style ovens and American style like cooking, whatever devices, kitchen devices. They never thought about that those like big butterball turkeys wouldn't fit in Moldovan ovens. So everybody laughed. They said we had to cut this turkey and cook it in pieces, blah, blah, blah. And the lady who bought them on the local market, she said, I had the best turkey because I paid less, like she didn't overpay. And she had a smaller and younger bird and fresh, like probably like fresher. But Americans, no, they wanted their frozen like rock turkeys, which didn't fit the oven. So we had, like I said, now I have a good story for to tell people that Americans love their big turkeys, but Moldovan ovens are not as big. Maybe now they do have bigger appliances in the kitchen. I have no clue. I haven't been there for so many years. I haven't been back to Moldova in 17 years. But back in 2004, it was like, it was funny. It was, yes, that's a good story too. So I worked in the embassy. I met good people. I had a guy who worked for me who washed cars on Thursdays and Fridays, and he met a girlfriend in Utah, and he was a guy from Moldova, and he met this beautiful girlfriend in Utah, and he was instead of like, you know, like men come to meet Moldovan ladies, he was a boy who was like a mail order fiance, you know, mail order, not bride, but he was a mail order groom. We laughed at him a little bit, but it was okay, you know. We had another American lady who worked for the embassy. She met her boyfriend through local religious organization, the Moldovan guy, and she also like was planning to take him and get married in the States. So we had good stories. So I met that guy. He washed the cars for me because he was saving for his trip to Utah, and she was bringing him, and they were supposed to get married. So good stories, good stories. The lady who worked with me, the girl who worked with me as an accountant, she was really nice too. We get along very well. And what's interesting that the lady who was on maternity leave, she never came back to work. She got a job in another organization, a little better pay, a little better, you know, work. So she got a job for herself after maternity leave. So I got to stay, and I was so lucky. I knew like maybe 6 or 7 months down the road that she was offered a different job, and I was so happy that I could stay. And it was fun. It was nice job. It was nice job. So there were a lot of like girls, and I still keep in touch with one of the girl. She came to visit me in the States. She works in the medical unit. She's a nurse. She's very educated, very nice girl. I miss her a lot. And anyways, I had like really good job at the American Embassy. But it was time for me to think what I want to do next. So in 2005, I think they sent me for a conference one time. Yeah, they sent me for the conference to Washington, D.C. That's how I got to travel to Washington, D.C. and see the Department of State. That was such a good work trip. They paid for everything. They paid for my the embassy, the association, the employees association. They paid for my trip to Washington, D.C. to that. It was a conference. It was like a training for the embassy employee association workers about like how handling cafeterias, if you manage cafeterias for the embassies, how to handle cafeteria, you know. And it was a lot about so I learned like a lot of American codes and food safety, stuff like that. It wasn't like pretty relevant to my organization, but some of the stuff was relevant about like providing the local services, how much we should pay local people, how much we should charge membership fees. It was a nice training. I think we spent 4 days in Washington, D.C., and that trip was in 2005 in April. 2005 in April. My first Thanksgiving, I bought 18 pounds turkey. Now we buy 13, 14 pounds turkey. Yeah, Lena, I see you. Yeah, my first Thanksgiving, I bought 20 pounds turkey, and it took 6 hours to cook it. So now I know better. I don't like huge turkeys. It takes like 6 hours to cook it. No, and we don't eat that big of a turkey. Now we buy a smaller bird. I like smaller birds. You're right. We buy 13, 14 pounds. Yes, you're right. So what I like about embassy, yeah, they paid for my trip, and it was amazing. Like, you tell somebody in Moldova you're going for a trip to the States, and they give you a visa, you know, like I had my American visa. So after my trip, I could go see my sister. She lived in Philadelphia, and I was in Washington, D.C., and my dad was visiting there. So we had a good time when I went. And again, I met good people from all other embassies, and I met this lady who worked in Kiev in the Ukrainian embassy. She was super nice, so we kind of hang out with her. I don't know, she was married to American, and I think she left to the States at some point, but she worked at the embassy. So that was a good trip in 2005. And I had my visa, so I could come visit my sister. And in 2005, I also came to Florida to visit friends and kind of like explore what I want to do, explore opportunities, how I can come back. So at the end of 2005, I started to think about coming to the States to go to college. And because I already have some experience with the American college, I took some classes in Kansas City Community College. I took some classes in accounting. So I said, why can't I go as a student? So I looked into opportunity to come as an international student, to come here to get some education. And I did my research. I looked at the colleges. I wanted to come to Orlando because I kind of liked it. The weather was nice and the vibe was nice, all the sparks, and I had friends here. So I'm like, yeah, why not? I'm gonna come to Orlando. And I found Valencia Community College, and I applied, and it was a process, you know. You had to take a TOEFL test, and it was a test of English as foreign language, TOEFL. It's called TOEFL. And you have to have a certain score, so they accept you to school. And then, of course, you have to get the big step paperwork that you have funds to pay for the school, and you have funds. Somebody will help you, somebody will sponsor you, help you here with the lodging, with the like basic stuff too. So you have to provide all this paperwork, a bit of financial support and stuff. But I was like that. I see the goal. I see the goal. I do everything to reach that goal. So I had a goal to go and be a student. So here, like all this, like check marks, I have to do this, and that. So for the TOEFL test, they didn't have the facility in Moldova. They didn't have a testing center where you can take TOEFL test. And we are speaking about 2005, 2006. So it's like less than 20 years ago, but they still, probably now they have places where you can take TOEFL test, but back then, no. So I had to go back to Romania. So I took a bus to Romania for one day, and I didn't even stay in Romania. I had to take a test in the morning, and I had to catch a bus later the same day to go back to Moldova. And the bus was like an overnight bus. So you go to Bucharest, you take the test. And my score was like really good because my English was good. I just needed to show to college that I will be able. Very interesting story. You can write a book on the subject. Thank you, Lena. No, I'm not a good. I'm not good in book writing. It's a commitment, you know. It's a hard work. But that's that's why people have YouTube. You can tell your stories, and somebody can learn something and say, oh wow, my story was similar to that. Like, anyway, so when I applied to the local college, my friend helped me with the paperwork here. And here they have a department of international students, and they explain you how things work. So my college was super expensive. So to come here, I had to borrow some money because, of course, I couldn't find like $2,000-$3,000, and I have to find money to get here because the ticket was probably $800 to come here. In 2006, and I still worked at the embassy, and I had no problem to. I'm doing my live stream. Привет, папа.
Ну что, как температура?
Все нормально. Дала ей лекарство. Не кричи, пап, я тут в этом, в лайвстрим. Sorry, guys, pop. Grandpa was worried about about my daughter, how she's feeling. Anyways, so I had no problem to come here as a student because again I came to the States and I came back, so I had a very good record of going to the States and coming back, and I was also I had traveling visa going and coming back, visiting my sister and coming back, visiting my friends and coming back. So I probably went back and forth like at least 4 times before I came here to be a student. So there was no problem to get the student visa. To tell you the truth, you know, I didn't know how things gonna go. I had like big plans to get this education, to go to college first and then to go to university to get my master's degree. I had this huge big plan worked out for myself. The only thing was money, because when you're here and you're an international student, things are like so expensive. The local tuition people who live in Florida, they, let's say they can pay for local community college, they can pay $250 or $300 for a class of three credit hour class, right? But international student for the same class, they have to pay $800, and to be in the country legally, you have to be a full-time student. And back in the day, when I came here in 2006, they don't allow you to take online classes. All classes have to be on campus. At the very end, they allowed me to take one online class. Out of 4 classes, out of 12 credit hours, they allowed me to take 3 credit hours online. And I did take one online class, or maybe 2 online classes, but at the end. At the beginning, when I got here, it should be on campus. So I had to borrow some money from my sister, from my aunt friend, like whatever. I borrowed like $4,000 or $5,000 to come here and pay for the first semester. Make sure I have my ticket, make sure I have like whatever I need to go to college, and my insurance, because for the whole semester they charge you $400 in insurance, but that was very important. The college provided the insurance plan for you in case something happens to you. You have no problem to go to the doctor. So that was very important to me. So for the whole year, my insurance plan was $800, and it wasn't expensive if you think about insurance in general, but for me, being from a different country, that was a big money. So for the first semester, I had to come up with the money to pay for my school, and then I was allowed to work on campus, and I was only allowed to work 20 hours. So I saved all my money to pay for school, and I didn't have like lodging expense because I lived in my friend's house, and I had the car right away, so I didn't need to rent anything, and that was amazing. That was amazing that I didn't have extra expenses. I just could work and pay for my school, and it worked out because I was an international student until 2008. So I came in 2006 and I graduated in 2008. So in 2008, 2 years, and in summers I worked as a nanny, I think, and I still worked in the cafeteria, but I had less hours because in summer it was dead. So sometimes I worked as a nanny, a little bit in summers, but most of the time I worked in the cafeteria. Like when the semester would start in fall, I would go back and work in the cafeteria. And after I graduated in 2008, I still stayed in the cafeteria. After you graduate, you can apply to go to school and get like another student visa if you want, but you also can apply for a work permit that allows you to stay in the United States for another year to work legally. And after you graduate, you can already work full-time. So that helped a lot. So after I graduated, I was able to work full-time, and they made me barista, which was like much better money. They paid me a little better when I worked at barista, and I also made like good tips. so I could stay for another year. And I was thinking to go to school to University of Central Florida. I really wanted to get my master's degree. So what happens next is I'm going to take a test, and they need like GMAT test, like General Management Admission test, and it's like very famous test. Everybody knows about that. And I was self-confident, and I was trying to get to the master's program, but when I went there, yes, I'm almost done. Oh, it's been 1 hour 10 minutes. Okay, 20 more minutes and I will be done. 15 more minutes and I will be done. What? Okay.
The only thing that's keeping me from losing my sanity is watching my tablet. I'm bored.
Okay, I'll be done in 10 minutes and we'll do something. We'll play the Dixit game, okay?
Fine.
We'll play together. I love Dixit game. Okay, bring it over. Set it up. 10 more minutes. Okay, my kid needs me. So a little bit about staying in the country. Okay. By that time, I was always in the relationship, and it's interesting. I wanted to go to school again, but when I took my GMAT test, my score was really low. So they kind of like well, I couldn't get into school. Like, let's say that they denied my application. They said, no, like, try to take GMAT again, and maybe like your score is better, maybe you'll be admitted. But you know, you can go to school because when you go for master's degree, your class would cost maybe $2,000. And where do you get your money to be a full-time student when you only work like 40 hours and you get paid $10 an hour? So that was rough. I could get probably a student loan, but because I didn't know if I'm gonna stay in the country, like I'm not a resident, I'm only on the student visa. So and then I started to apply for scholarships, but you know, things didn't work out. So in 2000, hold on, in 2008 in summer, I'm like, nope, things don't work out with the school, so why would they, you know, like, why would they spend all this money going to school? And I said, instead of going to school, I want to get married. So I yeah, set it up. Good, we're gonna play Dixit. We have a game to like play together, like a table, like a
about marriage.
oh yeah, she loves when they talked about marriage. Yeah, say hi. Here is my little girl. She's not feeling well. Mama will take good care of you. Okay, so 2008. We're going back to 2008. So here you go. You forget about master's degree. I realized I'm 33-year-old. 2008. I'm 32-year-old. 32-year-old. You know, I'm in a relationship. I'm like, why do I need to school all my life? I'm done with school. Like, I want to get married. So 2008, get better soon, girl. Thank you, Lenочка. She will. So very interesting part. We come into the very interesting part. Who wants to be a student? I was staying here legal. I'm like, whatever. It's time to get married. So 2008 in December, I'm getting married, and I'm so happy. It's going to be 15 years anniversary on December 28th. This year is going to be 15th year anniversary. So and that was my jackpot. That was my big jackpot. That was my lottery. That was my love of my life, the father of my children, the best person in the whole wide world, and the person I want to live and grow old. And that was the best decision. That was better than the master's degree. Because I would pay so much money I didn't have. I would probably like struggle another 2 years to get through the school. And I thought to myself, my ovaries are getting old, you know, like I literally thought that my ovaries getting old. So everybody would tell me, oh, you're not married, you don't have kids. You know how that pressure from Moldova is still there. So at 32, I said, no, I don't want to go to school anymore. You know, I'm done with school. school, whatever. I have my degree in accounting. That was a good bulletproof profession. So I say I'll always find a job being an accountant. And when I worked in the cafeteria, everybody loved me, and I made a lot of connections, and I always hoping for better jobs. And here I am, 2008, December, I was getting married. That's it. I bought the shoes, and how it happened like that. I bought the shoes and I said, no, this year I'm getting married, because I bought those beautiful, beautiful Guess shoes with like 4-inch heels, and they were like gorgeous. And I bought those shoes, and then I went to my friend's house, and she has those dresses like for the prom. And I started to try dresses, and she had this beautiful cream dress, and I said, yeah, that's it. You know, I need to shop for the dress. I need to get married. And finally, I got my big huge ring maybe 2 weeks before my wedding. My wedding was on December 28th, and in Florida it's gorgeous, but we're gonna talk about my wedding next live stream. I'll keep that story. That was about my journey to come here to the United States. So we're up to the point when I came to be as a student here. And that was my new life. That was the beginning of my immigration journey, and that was the beginning of settling and making roots here in the United States. Thank you for being with me today. Thank you for letting me talk and express myself and go down the memory lane, tell you stories about my work experiences. Thank you for watching my channel. Please come, leave a comment. Maybe you have good memories you want to laugh about, or you want to share. Don't be shy. Please leave the comments. Please come see me again. My little girl needs me. We're gonna play Dixit game. Can you show me the box of the Dixit game? I want to show people. Maybe they can buy it for their families too. We really love that game. That the game of imagination. Yeah.
It's 3 to 6 players.
3 to 6 players? It can be 2. Oh, it's 3 to 6. Okay, we'll wait for Zoe.
I'll still show you the box.
Yeah, show me the box. She says realization just hit her. It's for 3 players. Okay, we'll wait for Zoe. Zoe went to the movie with Papa. Okay. So here's the game we love to play. It's called Dixit. It's a game of imagination, and it has pictures. It's really fun. If you look it up, if you have, you can have ideas how, what to get for your family. It's a fun game. Okay, thank you for being with me. Thank you for listening to my live stream. What are you doing, babe? Baby, иди сюда. Feel better. Elena says feel better. Okay, next time I'll tell you all about falling in love. I'll tell you all about my wedding. I'll tell you all about how I get here to be a mom, to be a wife, to be a daughter, and stuff like that. Thank you for being with me. Love you all. KB, subscribe and like. I know you already subscribed, but thank you for being with me. Have a great weekend. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. Just be optimistic. Life is good. Be optimistic. Know that things gonna fall in place one way or another. Have faith. Be blessed. Love you all. Bye bye. Kate B. Bye.